This animated movie made me feel like a kid again. My Neighbor Totoro is a 1988 animated story by Miyazaki, the god of Studio Ghibli stories and animation in general. This story is set in the 1950s rural Japan and follows two young sisters, Satsuki and Mei, who move to the countryside with their father to be closer to their hospitalized mother. As they explore their new home, the sisters encounter magical creatures in the nearby forest. Mei, the younger sister, discovers the forest spirits first, then her older sister Satsuki. She befriends a giant named Totoro. Satsuki soon meets Totoro as well, and together the sisters have enchanting adventures throughout the film and deal with their mother's illness by relying on these forest spirits in this story, which is quite beautiful. What's funny about this story is that when they move into their new house, a little boy goes to their house and tells Satsuki that their house is haunted. When I heard this, I immediately thought of some evil spirit, of course, because who wouldn't? I think we can all agree that when we hear of haunted or spirits, we think of evil things right away. But this could not be further from the truth, because the spirits in this story actually help the girls cope with the stress of their mother's illness. The best way I can describe how this movie made me felt is this. It is something that you can watch that will unwind your brain. It's a movie that can calm you down because of the beautiful farmside visuals and animation combined with the peaceful music. But this mainly happens when Totoro is on screen or is about to meet the girls in the story. Why is that? Well, like I mentioned before, the girls and the father are without their mother because of her illness, and we hear them talk about it a lot. We can see Mei and Satsuki really hurting and worrying about their mother throughout the film a lot. At one point, Satsuki even lashes out at her younger sister Mei because she's also stressed out and worried and in a lot of pain because she's without her mother. And after she lashes out at her sister, we actually see Satsuki break down with their grandma neighbor. This is obviously a very hard transition in her life, and we the audience can speculate when they imagine the spirit creature Totoro, it's because they need him the most to heal their worries. This is probably why a lot of people like and watch this movie as adults. Kids go through traumatic things, and when they do, they can rely on an adult to take care of them going through said traumatic things. But when you're an adult, who is there to take care of you? There is no one else older than an adult to take care of you, and most of the time when we're adults, we like to keep our feelings to ourselves and close out other people. So I think that's one of the reasons why people would enjoy this movie, to comfort ourselves, because life gets crappy sometimes and we like to keep our feelings and shut ourselves out from everyone else. Pretty fucked up. Damn. Talk about deep. Disney is not doing it like this. I can see why adults would want to watch this movie, because it's a way to get all this pain, stress, anxiety, depression away from ourselves and separate ourselves from that negative stuff. One big theme we see in this story is how it's big on nature. There in the beginning of the story, we see Mei and her sister find a lot of acorns in their house. At first, I didn't think of anything of it, but later in the story, we see how important these acorns are. Mei and Satsuki write to their mother in the hospital. They talk about their adventures with Totoro, and of course, her mother does not realize how important these make-believe stories with Totoro are actually saving her kids right now. They also write in these letters that they're receiving these little packets of acorns, and they actually start to grow them in their backyard. These seeds signify growth and the potential to grow as a person. It also shows that nature can be something that can heal you in dark times, just to showcase that nature is something to be in and to be explored. A lot of Miyazaki's films have the theme of nature looming around a lot, so it was nice to see that it's here as well. This is definitely one of those movies I would want to watch again because of how peaceful and calming it is to watch. This is something that reminded me of my childhood, because this is a movie you can watch that doesn't require a lot of thinking or having to worry about what's going on in the story or having to miss something. This is something that reminded me of my childhood because it is something that allows my brain to turn off, because it is very calm and subtle to watch. There is not a lot of crazy action going on or an insane plot that you have to be carefully nitpicking and watching the story very closely. This is something you could sit back, relax, and just be calm about it and just watch. It's a movie that allows the main characters to cope with their problems with this big old spirit animal that is pretty chill, and also shows us how these girls experience their stress and anxiety. They show us it's okay to express our unfortunate negative feelings we get sometimes. This is definitely a movie I will show my kids whenever I have some. And what's best about it is that even adults can enjoy and watch this movie with their kids. It's not one of those movies where you're forced to watch it with your younger siblings and you think it's a dumb movie, but your little siblings like it. This is one of those movies where adults and kids can watch an animated film and both appreciate and enjoy it. Ever since I started watching Studio Ghibli movies like a year or two ago with my girlfriend, I have experienced such great storytelling and animation that I never thought I would see. This is definitely one of Miyazaki's calmer toned movies compared to the others. But there are some points where we see the girls really grieving, and it's really sad and painful to watch them grieve. But then Totoro comes to rescue and care for them with his magic. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Check out this video playlist that I have of anime. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it if you enjoyed this video. I will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.